see. The magic back in the show, bringing someone over that hasn't seen it, smoking them up, and then starting over.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite things to do.
My first ever experience of Big Lez was going around to a mate's house, getting absolutely stoned off my head, and then him putting on the one where Les goes out and has his cup of coffee and goes to smoke his doob, and then the tumour comes. All I remember was just screaming and chaos, and yeah, it was.
I think that might have been the very first episode where we got a full-on tumour screen.
Yeah.
Like headphone breaking, tumour screaming.
The thing I also like about that episode, which I don't think a lot of people notice, maybe they do, but yeah, I don't think a lot of people notice, is that when Les recounts the story of how many tumours he killed to the boys when he gets to the shop, he completely over-exaggerates what happened.
He says there's like 500 of them.
Yeah, I think literally we only see probably like 3 or 4 tumours. I think there's a group of 5 that he killed with the gun when he tied the thing round it and made it explode. But yeah, it was like there's fucking hundreds of them.
I wonder, because like towards the end of the series, like the end of the final series, you know, Les was like super, super, super powerful, and he probably could have. Yeah, he probably could have easily done 500 tumours. But I wonder how powerful he was, where the good markers are in the whole series for where he really develops and swings up in terms of his power level. Because something that he said to me that I always remember is that I said, you know, if you was to put Big Lez in Marvel, like where would his power level be? Like how powerful would he be in comparison to somebody that we already know? And he said at the time in the MCU, he was like about Miss Marvel's, Captain Marvel's level, which, if you know anything about the comic sort of power level there, is pretty fucking powerful. But you certainly don't get the impression of Les like in the early episodes, you know?
Is that his original natural powers on Kingdom Come, or is that his powers once he gets to Earth and he's not got his full like power tapped into sort of thing?
Yeah, it's a really good question because, you know, exactly to that point, he's mega powerful in Kingdom Come, like him and what's his name? Norton, yeah. Nice one. Yeah, so when he and Norton had that huge fight, they leveled and fucked up city. You know, they wiped out like buildings and stuff. So he was already really, really powerful on Kingdom Come before he came down to Earth. But yeah, in those early episodes, like you don't really get the impression that he's that powerful. Maybe not until he gets to Tumor Island, I guess.
Because he's obviously still powerful because him and Norton throw each other through walls and go through explosions and shit, and they don't even have a scratch on them.
Right.
It seems they're just a bit weaker because they probably haven't fought in a while.
Was it actually established? What's the word? Like in law that Les was stripped of his powers when he was banished?
I don't know.
think it was.
Or is the powers that he got in Tumor Island something new?
I thought it was assumed like because he was so powerful because he was so much younger. Now that he's a lot older and probably hasn't fought in a while, you know, he was just weaker. But then like the jump between season 3 and season 4 where he gets like super buff, like he's a lot more powerful after that because he trained and started fighting a lot more.
Yeah. And you can kind of see that in young Norton and Norton in the first series, because Norton in the first series is pretty out of shape. And Norton, young Norton and young Les, they both look pretty jacked.
Yeah, that's how I assumed it was.
I need to do a full watch through of the show again. It's been too long since I've watched the early episodes.
Yeah, I reckon it'll probably be one of the other Sasquatches, probably Donnie.
Yeah.
Wayno.
Yeah, Wayno. I feel like I really enjoyed that scene between Sassy and Wayno when they met each other.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I feel like we're going a deeper look at Wayno.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that we don't know about him yet.
Also, another name to throw out into the mix is Warning Guy.
Yeah.
He's canon Kingdom Cumian, right? He's from Kingdom Come.
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
so. Yeah, I don't think it's been actually confirmed, but it's heavily implied.
No, he
At least.
does say he's one of the Kingdom Cumians that survived.
The last time we saw him, he was fighting a kraken, or like we heard that he was fighting a kraken, and that was just about it.
Yeah, that is actually pretty cool. I really like his character.
This
And
also
who
makes
the
me
other
wonder,
character?
is his cousin Kingdom Cumian?
I reckon he would be.
But he doesn't seem to have any of the powers Warning Guy has.
Who's his cousin?
Sergio.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
No, I have the really funny voice.
Yeah. Name's Sergio Warnington. Fucking love that guy.
I loved him. He was cool. No, I reckon. I feel like he he does have powers in the sense that he seems to have pretty good reflexes and he's good with weapons. I feel like just doesn't really use his strength. He just uses like reflexes and shit.
But it also seems Warning Guy has powers that Lez doesn't. Like the different Kingdom Cumians have like different powers.
Oh God. We could probably theorize about that fucking until the cows come home, fucking about there being different sorts of fucking warrior Kingdom Cumians and shit, but
Because like
I don't know.
the King and Lez seem to be the most powerful. Like maybe it's like a hierarchy. Like the more powerful you are, the more in charge you are. That's why Laranox was the king.
Like a bloodline, a power bloodline or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we see Laranox go like Super Saiyan like Les did? Because we all can see the parallels between, what Les did and being Super Saiyan.
No, but even just in his base form, he still kind of holds up against Super Les.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if you take that into consideration, Laranox is clearly the most powerful Kingdom Cumian. Because I can imagine if Les can do it, and I only think Les could do it because he was, it was so emotional,
Yeah.
with Quentin being there and all the other stuff was calmed down.
It was because like future Quentin like focused his entire life into one moment. I think that's how he described it. I recently watched the whole series again, that's why.